All right, I think we are there. Hope so. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. And this is our morning motivation, our morning ecom motivation, where we talk about getting ourselves prepared to have a successful and highly productive day in our e-commerce business. So my passion is helping people to be focused, consistent in their e-commerce business to help them to make the progress that they want to make to get them to whatever their ultimate goal is. And today we're going to be talking about overcoming obstacles. We are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. We meet every morning. We did not meet yesterday, I will say that, because getting over COVID, trying to get through this coughing fit that I was having for the last several days. So I'm back today. We hopefully we'll get through this entire session without coughing. So I thank you for your patience and your grace and mercy. So my passion again is helping people on their e-commerce journey. If you would like a free coaching session so we can look at your plan, your game plan, your strategy, then you can schedule one. Just go to ecomsellers.com and click on freebies and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. You can also join us in the Ecom Sellers Academy group where we have all kinds of training. I mean, we've got training on, let's see, drop shipping, private label, white label, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, thrifting, everything. So you can join us at Ecom Sellers Academy if you feel like you need some support. You'll get a free retail arbitrage list every single week. You'll also get a free list of wholesale suppliers every week. We have live weekly training sessions, so you're always up to date on what's working now, and you'll gain access to our training database of over 200 training videos. And then last but not least, if you want to get organized, my first recommendation is going to be to get the ecom planner. So the ecom planner is going to help you on your journey to help you to be more consistent in your e-commerce business. So you can grab that at myecomplanner.com. Again, myecomplanner.com. Grab that planner so it can help you on your journey. So with that being said, let's get started. Today's article that we're looking at, and we're always looking at a new article every day, guys, because I feel like there's a lot of great content out there in the universe that talks about what we're going to be talking about in our business anyway. So let's take advantage of some of this great information. And this week we're talking about, or today we're talking about overcoming obstacles. There's always going to be something that happens in our life and in our business. I raise my hand really, 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 really high because that's my life story. There is always something that is happening that is preventing or interrupting or impacting my life and my business in some kind of way. And so, a perfect example is just getting COVID randomly last week or the week before, or whatever, and being at a place where I can actually talk without coughing. That's a minor obstacle as far as I'm concerned, because it was just, I mean, there was some other stuff going on, but my point is that it definitely impacted my routine. It impacted my ability to get some stuff done. It also impacted my ability to focus for a period of time and to be able to think, because COVID does kind of affect you in that kind of way. And so there's always going to be some level of an obstacle that is going to impact your ability to get going. The question is how do you handle it? How do you keep going in the midst of it all? And if you don't know that song, that's a great song. Go look it up. But in the midst of all of everything that's happening, the insanity, the frustration, the setbacks, how do you keep going? How do you persevere through some of that stuff? Some of it is sheer willpower and your mental mindset. Some of it is that. And some of it is, having a game plan when things don't go well. So our article today is with Success Magazine, and they're talking about 4 ways to turn obstacles into opportunities. I have not read this article yet, so we're going to see what they have to say. It may or may not pertain to us, but there's always a lesson to be learned in some of this stuff. So the first thing that they say is perceive obstacles as merely a detour to your final goal. I do agree with that. Sometimes these little hiccups, these little interruptions are just a minor detour to where you're trying to go. Uh, I have said before, and I don't know how many sessions you've listened or not listened to, but I've said in the past that sometimes you have to slow down to be able to run forward. And so those slowdowns, these obstacles that slow us down, it could be an opportunity to reset. It could be an opportunity to improve something. And so examples that I've used in the past is maybe, just maybe, you are not the best at creating listings. That may be where you struggle. Like, you know that if you optimize a listing, that you will get more traffic and more traction to your listing. You'll make more sales. But maybe that's not your gift. Maybe that's not your ministry right now. And it may be one of those things where you're like, okay, I got to slow down to be able to move forward. So that could be one of your challenges, and it may make you revisit this whole e-commerce game period, because it's not your gift. The other thing is, true obstacles. I'm just going to give an example. Is a friend of mine had their Walmart account suspended. That's a true obstacle. And so, you can look at it as throw my hands up and I'm done with this e-commerce thing, or you can go back and say, okay, is there a lesson to be learned in this? But two, what can I do in the interim? Maybe I need to reset. Maybe I need to look at my business processes. Is there anything about my business processes that I can improve or streamline so this doesn't happen again? Because sometimes these platforms, they mess with you for just the most stupid minor things, and it really can mess with your mindset. So is this an opportunity to kind of really look at this as just a minor detour? While you're waiting in the wings, maybe you transition and pivot to do something else. Maybe you transition and get better at something else. That may be an opportunity. So it could be just a detour. It actually could be directing you to something better too. Because again, sometimes people do not want to fight with the platforms. And I get that. Almost every day, not every day, almost every day, I'm talking somebody off the ledge because some of these platforms give them PTSD. And I get it. I get it. Trust me, I do. So look at it as that. Is there something to be learned here? Is there something else that I can do? Is there something that I can improve or do differently while I am in the midst of this detour, this obstacle that's slowing me down? Number two, hope is not a plan. Oh, 1000% agree with that. You already know. I mean, this whole thing is about planning. It is about planning what you're going to sell. It's about planning for the growth of your business. It's about planning for scaling in your business. It's 100% about planning everything that you're doing in your business. So yes, hope is not a plan. You do need to establish some goals. You need to establish some routines. You need to establish some daily, some routines and activities that you do in your business. And so you have to plan for your growth. You have to plan for your future success. And if you don't do that, then you're going to be terribly frustrated later on in life. So setting some realistic goals will help you to overcome some of the obstacles that come up. And at the end of every session, every week, every day, I always talk about the fact that you need to plan for those things that are going to disrupt your routine. And sometimes these things are not surprises, and sometimes they are. So I just want to encourage you to do that. Set some realistic goals. Next is to focus on what you can do instead of being frustrated by what you can't do, what you can't sell, what I can't do right now, what the platform is not letting me do. You know, when I was sick, like, okay, I can continue to try and move forward here, or I can work on me for a little while and try to get better, try to feel better. I mean, I still have a raspy voice. I still wake up with whatever. But my point is that I can work on me. I can focus on something different in the interim while I'm waiting to gain access to this environment, or while I'm gaining access to this platform, regaining access to this platform, while I'm waiting to whatever it happens to be. Focus on what you can do. What are the things I can do? I can go through and I can tweak my listings. I can take better pictures. I can get more keywords. What are the things you can do to improve your business while you're waiting in the wings? And what are the things that you can do to potentially move your business forward? Again, sometimes these obstacles that we run into are an opportunity in disguise. Things you hadn't thought about before until your hand is forced. And now your hand is forced. And so now you have to get creative. You have to, get better at something. So whatever that something is for you, whether it is get better at sourcing, listing, creating, automating some processes. Now you're forced to move forward with automating processes. Maybe one of your obstacles is the fact that you can't do any more shipping from your home. Like maybe you don't have the bandwidth, maybe something has happened. And so you're forced to now move to a fulfillment center. Okay. That can make your life a whole lot better in the long run. You just don't see it as that initially. So think about that. And then fourth, we can't always control events, but we can control our attitude. Yes, while you're in the midst of this valley, while you're in the midst of this frustration with your e-commerce business, whatever happens to be happening, or it could be your personal life. Sometimes there are things that happen in our personal lives that impact our e-commerce businesses. Okay, let's just keep it 100. And so when those things happen, you can only control your attitude and your response to the things that are happening to you. So keep that in mind as you're on this journey, because that is going to be so important. What are the things that I can focus on while I'm in the middle of this? And what do I not need to focus on? I mean, the dread, the whatever. So don't focus on that. Oh, I'm not going to be able to make any money. I'm not going to be able to this, that, and the other. I will tell you, I know over like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the guy from Daily Refinement, if you haven't checked him out, he's great. I've been listening to him for years, and his eBay shop was shut down. And so in the midst of all of the things that were happening to him, his attitude about it has just been phenomenal. The things that he's doing to pivot. So again, he definitely had to overcome an obstacle. He definitely had to figure out how to get back on track, because he's been doing this e-commerce thing for many years. So how do I transition and do something different when let's say the rug was pulled out from up under him? How do I keep things going in the midst of all this? So that is, I think, really a good it's a good picture of how to, in the midst of all of this, how do I keep myself sane? How do I keep a positive attitude? How do I focus on the things that I can control, not the things that I can't control? So having a game plan, sometimes you don't know that you need to formulate a game plan until your hand is forced. That's the other thing. I will say that. So I think this article is pretty good. I encourage you to come back. You can check it out. It's on Success Magazine. It is 4 ways to turn obstacles into opportunities. Again, you might discover that there's an opportunity in the midst of it all. Somebody somewhere is going to come up with something to help e-commerce sellers that are, when they're in the midst of obstacles and setbacks, what do I do? So there you go. Maybe that'll be me. All right. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is doing our daily planning session. We do this every morning. At least we work to. So I encourage you to come back. Check us out. Join us. We're live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group, where we talk about our daily plan for our business. So the first thing that I do want to do is, if you haven't already downloaded the daily plan or checklist, then you can go directly to the e-commerce planning Facebook group and go download the daily planning checklist. It's a PDF. It kind of gives you a checklist of things you need to be doing, or you should be doing every single day, to continue to build momentum in your e-commerce business. So go check that out. E-commerce planning Facebook group. It is free. Just go download it, and it's in the file section. The other thing is, if this is helping you in any kind of way, you can definitely go and share this out with a friend. Share this on your Facebook wall. Share this out to somebody else. If you're on Clubhouse, share out this podcast link or this audio link, and let them listen. Encourage them to come and join us in eCom Sellers. So our daily planning session is an opportunity for us to make sure we're doing the things that we need to do in our business every single day to continue moving the needle in our business. So the first thing you're going to have to do as part of this planning session is you got to plan for tomorrow. So when we're talking about planning for tomorrow, we're talking about the night before. So that's Tuesday night. Going through the process Tuesday night of setting aside anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. You decide how much time works for you. But 5 to 15 minutes so you can focus on you and focus on your success that you're planning for tomorrow. When you go through this exercise, it's really your opportunity to visualize your success every single day, incrementally, every day. So if you are doing this the night before and you're visualizing your success tomorrow, you'll do this again the next day and the next day and the next day. Then again, it's going to help you to focus when you do run into these obstacles, because there are going to be setbacks and obstacles in your business. I can guarantee it. It's going to happen. It is. And it's going to be okay. You have to have the right mindset when you deal with these things. So when they come up, because look, Walmart gets returns all the time. Walmart gets negative feedback all the time. Amazon gets returns all the time. Amazon gets negative feedback all the time. They are still in business, people. It is not our time to crumble and to fold up and just say, I'm done with this and go sit in a corner and rock back and forth. That's not what we're doing. So, so in the midst of all of this, we got to make sure that we have a game plan for recovery. So planning every single day helps you to build, first of all, that mindset that you need, but two, the game plan for your recovery. So 15 minutes the night before, and if you need just 5 minutes, that's fine too. What we're going to do is we're going to assess Tuesday, meaning we're going to go through and say, how did we do Tuesday? Did we get through our entire checklist? Did we get the things done we needed to do? Did we make progress in our business or not? Did we? I don't know. You have to tell me. The next thing is, as you go through and do that assessment, you're going to do this in your eCom planner. So if you don't have it, go grab the eCom planner. It's at myecomplanner.com. It is the ultimate e-commerce planner. So go grab that and you can put this in there. If there are things you didn't get done, don't beat yourself up. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're going to work to build a better schedule in the future. So when we assess Tuesday night, the things we didn't get done, we're not going to beat ourselves up over. We're going to celebrate the successes and the things we did get done in our business and we did get done in our life. And we're going to either move some of those things to tomorrow, or we're going to build a better schedule for Wednesday. We're going to move them into next week, whatever makes sense, depending on what that thing is or those things are. Okay. The next thing is that we're going to document our daily tracking stats. So our daily tracking stats is our opportunity to see the progress that we're making in our business. So how many listings did you create? How many items did you sell? How many items did you ship? What items did you, how many listings did you rework? What were your sales? What were your profits? You always need to know where you stand in your business. All of that's in the My eCom Planner. So you can put all that information in there. You can also add some additional categories that you want to track on a daily basis. So you'll always know where you stand in your e-commerce business. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at our online calendar. Tomorrow is not a surprise, okay? Wednesday, if the Lord says the same, is coming. So we cannot be surprised about the stuff that's on the Wednesday calendar. We just cannot. So we need to prepare for that. Increasing your awareness about what's on your online calendar is very helpful. So whether it is a Google Calendar, Yahoo Calendar, whatever it happens to be, Outlook Calendar, your work calendar, go look at your online calendar. So then that way you can be thinking about what you have to do so you don't have surprises. Maybe, just maybe you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. You just completely forgot about it because you scheduled it 2 months ago, okay? It can be any number of things. So go look at the online calendar. And then last but not least, let's go through and build our schedule for Wednesday. That's what we're doing the night before. If you join our weekly planning sessions, and I apologize, I coughed through half of the weekly planning session. But if you go through and do the weekly planning session, what we do is we build a weekly template and we build a weekly actual. That weekly actual is the thing that is actually going to help us stay on track throughout the week. So you can extract your Wednesday schedule directly from your weekly actual. If you didn't do that, that's okay. You can go ahead and build your Wednesday schedule Tuesday night. So you're planning for your future success. You're planning for progress in your business incrementally over time. Okay. So all of the things that you do in your life and in your business, because we're not separating our life from our business. They are part of the journey. Just like if you had a full-time job, you don't separate your full-time job from 100% from your life. Like, okay, if your kids get sick, you're going to have to go take them to the doctor in the middle of the day when you're supposed to be at your job. You know, if something happens, if you get a call from about someone's sick, you got to go deal with that. So it is part of your life. It may be compartmentalized temporarily, but it is part of the journey. So keep that in mind as you kind of build out your schedule, all of the things that you do. Today is Wednesday, so if Wednesday Bible study is one of the things you do, it's a time focused, time dedicated time period in your schedule. So it should be part of your schedule. It's what you do. Okay. You're accounting for all the time that you spend throughout the day that God has blessed you. God blesses you with 18 hours, or well, 24 hours really in a day. But if you have 16 hours where you can focus on something else and 8 hours to sleep, that's fantastic. What are you doing in those 16 hours to move the needle in your business and in your life? That's what we're looking to do, is to improve that and to get rid of all the procrastination, all of the things that we're not doing, and then looking for opportunities to be more efficient in those things. So build that schedule. And if you've already built it, fantastic. We're going to carry that forward into Wednesday. Now, as we go through and we get up and we look at our schedule for Wednesday, the first thing we're going to do, whatever your morning routine is, that's what it is. If you like to go for a walk first, if you want to drink some coffee first, if you like to meditate on the word first, whatever works for you, go do those things. And then we're going to jump into today. As part of jumping into today, you need to set aside at least 5 to 15 minutes before you get started. Again, we're kickstarting our day. So here's your commitment. You're either committing a total of 10 minutes to your future success every single day, or 30 minutes. You decide. 15 minutes the night of, the night before, and 15 minutes the morning of. Okay? Figure it out, whatever works for you, but dedicate that time so you can plan for your future success and your future growth. So, we're going to reassess step one of this process. We're going to reassess Tuesday. The reason we do that is because we're always working to build a better Tuesday schedule. Always working to build a better Tuesday schedule. So we're going to reassess Tuesday, and we're going to fill in the blanks or the holes. If you only had down that you did 6 things on Tuesday, that is not true. Okay, I'm confident that you did more than 6 things. The problem is that you're not accounting for all of your time, because the goal is to do a better job of accounting for the time so we can be more efficient, more effective, and we can use the time that we possibly have been wasting. I mean, sitting there binge watching something on Netflix is not helping you grow your business. I can tell you that. Scrolling through YouTube for 5 hours is not helping you grow your business. So wherever you're wasting time, our goal is to reclaim that time and invest it in something that's actually going to change our future. Okay? So we're reclaiming all that time. The only way we can reclaim it is that we have to account for it. So go back. Let's reassess Tuesday. When we wake up, we're fresh. Got a chance to sleep, and we wake up and reset. Now we can do a reassessment of Tuesday. And we're working to build a better Tuesday schedule in the future. So go do that and fill in all the blanks. Number 2, step 2 of this process, and number 3 is to review your weekly priorities, your weekly habits, and your monthly plan. Why do we do that? Because we're about to focus on our Wednesday schedule. So we need to make sure, where are we in this journey for the entire month? Because we do a monthly planning session too. So where are we in this month? We are technically in the second full week of May, and we're halfway through. Wednesday is hump day. So you should be making progress on your monthly goals. Monthly goals should be, you should be checking things off, and your weekly priorities should incorporate what was on the agenda for the second full week of May on your planner. Okay. Also, what are those habits that we're tracking? It could be something as simple as drinking more water or going for a walk, or it could be something that's really going to impact your business, like, creating more listings. Now, that's vague. We're going to be specific when we establish our weekly habits. So, what is the thing we want to do? Maybe it is that we want to, in our creating more listings, we're going to be specific and create 10 listings every single day. That's fine. If that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. So whatever's on your weekly priorities and your weekly habits for this week, you establish those in the weekly planning session. And whatever's on your monthly goals, we're going to eyeball those 2 things. And then step 4 of this process is we're going to pull out our Wednesday plan. Now we're ready to focus on our Wednesday plan. What's the main, if nothing goes right today, let's say you get the phone call that your son, I will tell you this is true. My son split his head open like about 3 months ago. I had to drop everything I was doing to go take him to the ER so we could get stitches in the forehead. But the point is that sometimes those days happen. So if everything goes wrong, what is the one thing you want to get accomplished today, no matter what? You have an amazing plan, but sometimes you're not in control of what happens, those things that are outside of your control. Everything else, like if you put stuff on your plan, it's not a surprise. You're in control of those things. So what's the main thing if everything goes wrong? And we want to identify that main thing and put that on our planner. Okay. And in addition to that, let's look at our schedule for the entire day. Now that we've looked at the weekly plan, the weekly habits, and we've also looked at the monthly plan, do we need to make any adjustments? Do we need to incorporate some more stuff from Tuesday? Do we need to fix our schedule and take some things off because we have a terribly aggressive schedule? So let's go through and make adjustments to Wednesday. I encourage you to read it, write it, speak it, or read it, rewrite it if you need to, speak it into existence. We're going to step into Wednesday. with the intention of being successful as much as we can. And we're not going to freak out over the things we cannot control, those obstacles that may come our way, because they will happen. I can't guarantee you're going to have any obstacles today, but in life in general, obstacles are going to come. Okay. So we got to be prepared mentally for that. And then step 5 of the process is we're going to write out a preliminary schedule for Thursday. Again, always thinking about the future. What are the things that we're going to focus on for Thursday? And then using that to prepare for Thursday. So that is our 5-step checklist every single day. The last thing is that we are going to plan for those disruptions. As I said at the beginning, when we talked about obstacles, there's always going to be something. Trust me, there's always something that may disrupt it. Those are surprises. Planned stuff is not surprises. The fact that you just remembered that you have a dentist appointment today, or maybe you didn't remember it, but you had it on your calendar from 2 months ago and it came up today, that's not a surprise because you're not looking at your calendar. So now we're going to intentionally look at our calendar every single day. But things that, like, the child hitting his head and having to get stitches, that's a little bit of a surprise. It's going to disrupt your day. You can't control those things. But the things you do know that are coming up, like school's going to be out. School being out is not a surprise, people. If you don't have a game plan for what your kids are going to be doing when they're out of school, that's a problem. So you need to start preparing and planning for that. Getting the notice that maybe your mom's going in for surgery, and so you need to be able to care for her for a couple of weeks. Okay? You've been given a heads up. Let's go start making some adjustments to our plan so that way we can continue to be productive in our business to some extent and not let that set us back 100%. Caring for your mom is extremely important. So we're going to do what we need to do to prepare for that because we know that it's coming. So if there are things that are coming up that you know that are going to disrupt your routine or disrupt your plans, we need to make adjustments in our daily schedule to accommodate those things as they come up, and maybe build a temporary schedule to follow so that we can stay consistent in the habits that we're working to build while we're dealing with whatever that happens to be, so we can come back to our regular schedule after it's over. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that you use this to help you on your journey. I thank you for your patience because I apologize. Last couple of days, lots of coughing going on. So with that being said, my name is Nicole Whitlock. My passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey and supporting them along the way, helping them to build better schedules, more effective schedules, helping them to be productive, helping them to stay focused, and building really great goals that they can work towards to achieve whatever it is their goal is in their business. So if that's you and you want to build a better schedule, you want to build better goals for your business, and you need some help and support along the way, I'm there for you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. You can join the e-commerce planning Facebook group. Anytime, ask me questions in there. You can also schedule a free 15-minute or 20-minute coaching session. You can go to ecomsellers.com, click on freebies, and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. I'd be more than happy to talk to you or look at your schedule and let's see what your game plan is. Number 2, if you haven't already gotten the e-commerce planner, I encourage you to grab that. It is the ultimate e-commerce planner. It was created for sellers by sellers, and so it is going to help you to stay focused and build momentum in your e-commerce business and to sustain momentum in your e-commerce business. If you're struggling right now, you're just like, oh, I can't figure out where to start, what to do. E-commerce planner is going to help you with that. And last but not least, if you need some support along the way, I encourage you to join eCom Sellers Academy. You gain access to so much in the eCom Sellers Academy Facebook group and also the membership site. We have over 200 training videos. We have live weekly training sessions. You get 10 retail arbitrage leads every single week. You also get 10 wholesale leads every single week. And so I encourage you to join eCom Sellers Academy if you feel like you need some support along the way. We're here to support you. So with that being said, my name is Nicole Whitlock, and my prayer for you is that you have a highly productive, highly focused, highly successful day. Let's go out here and crush it. And we're going to say goodbye for now. God bless you guys.